All right. What is good, everybody? I hope you are having a wonderful day today. It is a beautiful day out. Basically, today is Wednesday. It is not Tuesday, so Supreme and UPS together decided to take 2 weeks minus 1 day to ship my package. So I don't know if that's convenient to them, but I guess it kind of helped me because now the prices are going back up for this tea. But we have my Supreme package. Has a good old shop address. But let's open this package now. All right, that's the tea, size medium. Yeah, so pretty cool tea. I'm not gonna open it because I'm gonna sell it, but basically it has the world. It has a very, very mini box logo from Supreme, and it has the North Face. It's a North Face Supreme collaboration. I'll check right now what the prices are going for this. All right, so sorry. All right, so right now it shows up as the first item under streetwear and under StockX, which means that it must be pretty popular. And right now, the lowest ask for this is $112, and the highest bid in the size medium, and the highest bid is $96. The last sale was $120, which is pretty good. But basically, so for those of you who don't know, StockX and GOAT are third-party platforms. They're basically like eBay or something like that, except they authenticate the items that you're selling, and they make sure that the buyer actually pays you, and basically it's safe for everybody, and everybody's happy, except that they take a ton of your money, so not everybody is happy. But basically, they give you the insurance. It's like the same thing as if you ship a package to someone, some people will pay insurance because they want to make sure that they don't get scammed or the package doesn't get lost. So it's basically the same thing. You pay, the buyer pays more, the seller gets less, and everybody is sure that they're going to get the right item, except with StockX, it doesn't always end up being that way. So basically right now the lowest ask is $112. I am not going to sell it right now, on StockX at least, because that's a little bit low for what I would like. So let's say I went to sell it for, I want to place it right above the lowest ask, which by the way is not what you should do. You should list your item for what you want to get for it, and don't put it for below the lowest ask, because that's how the price ends up dropping a ton. But so if I put it for $111 right now, then obviously mine would be the next up for someone to buy, and I would get $97.13. So basically they end up taking like $14 from me, or $15. They charge the buyer shipping, and they charge them a little fee, and the buyer's paying a premium price. But then if I did the sell now, which most people don't sell now unless it's really, really close together. Right now the price difference is like $15, so that is not worth it. So the sell now is $96, and I would get $84. But neither of these options are very attractive to me, so I might put it up listed for like $124 on StockX, and I will list it on my Instagram reselling page, 507 Resells, so that I can possibly get more than what I would get from StockX. Because the reason that my Instagram reselling page works well is because buyers normally, okay, so if you have like GOAT or something, we'll take for example the Court Purples, okay? The Court Purples cost $260 in my size on GOAT right now. That means that if there's a buyer, let's say there's someone in my town that wanted to buy a pair, they would have to pay $260 plus $12 shipping, plus if they live in a state with tax, then they have to pay the tax. And then the seller is selling for $260, and after fees and stuff, he ends up getting about $225. So there's a lot of money. There's a big discrepancy in the money of the buyer is paying like close to $300, and the seller is getting like $225. So my Instagram reselling page, the way it works with that, I list things like, well, the Court Purples I listed for really high. That's an exception because I want to hold those until they go up. But something else, let's say there was something that was worth the same amount, I might list it for $230 because if I sold it on Goat, I would be getting 225 or something, and then the buyer pays 230 plus 10 or $15 shipping, and then they get it for a lot less, and I get a little bit more. That excludes the whole safety thing about StockX and Goat, but there are safety measures to be taken that people can take when buying on Instagram. I have not been scammed. I have not scammed anybody, but I have seen people get scammed a lot. But if you add up the total amount of money that you save versus the amount of money that you lose from a scam, it's definitely worth it. But that kind of segues us into talking about how I make my money reselling. So, there are 3 categories of how I make my money reselling, and all of them are kind of based on the concept that, like, people will say, like, everybody can do this, but yes, everybody can do it, but the whole business is based off the fact that people want shoes, and there are sneakerheads like myself, there are sneakerheads like me, who want shoes and want to pay for shoes, but a lot of them won't do the work to get the most for their money, or to get the cheapest prices. So there are those of us who are resellers where we do the work for them, and then when they see that we have decent prices, they'll buy from us. So there are 3 categories. The first category is how I got into it. When there's a release day, you go for the drop and you get as many pairs as you can if it's a limited release. Now this means that people like friends of mine who are not sneakerheads, or sorry, friends of mine who are sneakerheads but are not resellers, are like, I like this shoe, I want to get this shoe. They enter like the sneakers raffle, maybe some sort of a raffle at Champs, and then maybe they get a pair, maybe they don't. But then some of us resellers who put in a lot of work to get multiple pairs from different sites and stuff, or to just secure one pair, all the people who didn't get selected, then they're upset and then they want to buy a pair. So then they buy it off of Goat or off of someone's Instagram, and we make money that way. Another way in that same category of releases is if people did not go for the release and then later down the road decide, oh, I want this shoe. Because most shoes like the Court Purples and Jordan 1s and any other hyped shoe or hyped shoe, if you do not get up like right at the right time, you know, if you're not right on your phone and computer and whatever at the right time, you will not get the shoe on release. So then if you slept in, if you had something going on, if you just didn't, as you wanted the shoe at the time, then later it's going to cost more. And the people, those of us who put in the work to get a pair or two or more, can sell them to those people. Now the second category is a little bit more interesting, and there's a little bit more room for fluctuation. This is kind of a hard market to play, but if you have a big account, if you have a big following, it's easy to make a lot of money this way, and it's less consistent, but there's more potential, there's more fluidity in it. You can buy and you can move a lot more pairs. You don't have to depend on the releases. But this is buying and selling used shoes. Okay, so resellers like me look for deals from other resellers, from locals, from random people on Instagram, and from Goat. I've done some with Goat, and we put in a lot of work to find deals on used sneakers. Now, I personally do not buy beater sneakers. I have so far only stuck to buying very lightly used shoes, like there's not much wear on them at all, no holes or anything like that at all, and shoes that come with everything they originally came with. So I'm not looking at shoes with like no insoles or no laces or no box or anything like that. But basically, this is a lot bigger of a market for people because you can find people who will want to sell their shoes to you and they don't have an account to sell shoes on, so they'll say, okay, I'll sell it to you for this much. And you're like, okay, I'll pay that, or I'll pay a little bit less than that if you'll take it. And then, since you have such a big account, you can sell it. So there's a big, big market for reselling used shoes because then you buy it from people who don't have a platform to sell it on, or you buy it from like Goat or something and you offer under what they do, and you put in the work to look for it while other people aren't going to spend an hour scrolling through Goat to find a good deal on Yeezys or something like that, or people are not going to know a whole bunch of resellers and other accounts that want to sell them used shoes. And so then people who want the used shoes, especially people who want them for themselves, not just to sell, are going to say, oh, well, he has a good deal. I don't see that kind of deal every day. Meanwhile, maybe if they search for it really hard, like we as resellers do, they probably would find them. And if they knew where to look, of course. But the third category, and this is a more interesting one, is investing. So investing and holding sneakers. Now this is a complicated one that I have just recently got into, and what I have done is it's less about investing and more about holding sneakers that you already have. Now, um, the whole concept of StockX kind of brought this into fruition, this concept into fruition, that sneaker reselling and sneaker buying and everything like that is very, very, very similar to the stock market. The stock market basically is there's some value that people put on having a share, being a part owner in a sense of a company. Now that is not something that's extremely material, so but the value of it goes up and down, and that's how people make money on the stock market. So for example, I have invested in Apple, and as time went on, Apple became a bigger company. Its net worth grew to 1 trillion and everything and above, and people thought, okay, well, I value having a share of Apple, and as people valued it more and the shares were less available because people were buying them, then the price went up. It's the same exact thing with shoes, except shoes are a more tangible thing, and the difference with shoes is that they get used up. So investing and holding dead stock, brand new shoes, how they come in the package, you've never worn them, is a great idea for certain shoes. They get used up, so then obviously as time goes on, there are fewer shoes available of that shoe. Now, the tricky part about this, and the reason why I have not done this in the past up till now, is that if you're to do that on Goat, if you don't have another platform to do that, then you have to find shoes after the release. Let's say there was a release of Yeezys, $220. You get maybe one pair, but then you're like, okay, I want to invest in these, not only hold the pair I have, but invest in them. Let's say they're $270. If they're $270, maybe you offer $265. You get them for a little bit less than actually their original price was, and then you have to pay $10 or $12 shipping. We'll just round it to 10, so $275. So basically, you got this pair of Yeezys for $275, and the market currently is $265. Now, for you to make any money after fees on Goat, because Goat takes a lot of fees, it probably takes about $40 or $50 fees. So then the shoes have to be up to $315 or $325 for you to break even at all. Now, for you to make any money, it would have to be like $10 more than that, and you'd make just like $10 or $9. But this, even if you do it like that, despite all the fees, you can still make some money. And actually, that's what happened with me with one shoe. Is I bought it, and I thought I was going to use it for personal, and then I didn't, and it ended up after fees. Right now, if I were to sell it, I would make a significant amount of money. The biggest platform for this is places like Instagram. The most money to be made investing is if you buy from someone on Instagram or someone locally or some other platform like that, not like StockX or Go, because people. So this is what I did with the Court Purples. I bought 2 pairs after the release. So I bought 3 pairs, 1 for personal, 2 to resell. There were 2 other people who bought size 10 pairs, and they were going to sell them. Now, if they sold them to Goat, they would have gotten about $200, or I think it would have been a little bit less, maybe $190. So they put them on their Instagram for $210 or something like that, $205. I wanted to hold these shoes because I thought they're going to be worth well over $260 in a couple months, maybe even $300. And so, rather than them selling to Goat and them getting $190, and someone like myself paying for them for $225 or whatever it was, and adding shipping, I saw that these people were selling them. They were getting a little bit more money than they would from Goat, so I'm going to buy them, and I bought them for $210. We agreed to free shipping on both of them, and so I got them for $210. Now the prices have gone up. Rather than me paying like $225 plus the shipping on Goat, now the prices have gone up. They're at $260 right now. If I were to sell them on Goat, I would get $223 per pair. I'm still planning to hold them until they hit maybe like 300, just like a month or two more. Basically, either way, I have them listed on my Instagram for more than 225 because I would like to get more than them other ways. But whether you sell them on Goat or Instagram, the important thing is that to maximize your profits, you want to buy somewhere cheap. You want to buy from someone you know or someone you can meet up with, or you want to buy them on Instagram. It's a lot harder to make money if you buy on the aftermarket on Goat or something. But this is how some people completely invest in like 40 pairs of something, and a lot of money can be made that way. You know, I just showed you guys that if I were to sell them right now, after like, it's maybe been like a month after I bought them, I would make $13 each pair.
Actually, because I sold on my Instagram page and not Goat, I had someone buy one pair for $235, and he's thinking about buying the second pair for $245 when he gets the first pair. So that is $25 and $35 profit for holding a sneaker for a month on the aftermarket.
And I plan to hold them definitely, but I could definitely make more than that even right now on my Instagram page. But that's still money, and so it wasn't a bad investment by definition. So now I have my court purples that I bought on the aftermarket and the ones that I got on release, and they're all going up in price, and I'm making money on the ones, I'm making more money than if I had sold them at the time on the ones that I got on release, and I'm making more money on the ones that I bought after the release than I paid for them. And so that is how the investment works. That's how you make money investing in sneakers. Now, I think that I'm going to end the video here because it's a little bit long, but I will probably make another separate video about how I know what sneakers are going to go up with time, because I think I have a pretty good taste for that. But if you like this video, make sure to hit a thumbs up, like button. Let's try to hit 10 likes. I am very happy if you watched to the end of this video. It's a really interesting industry and business, and I've been making my money for the summer this way because I don't have a job, and I really enjoy it, and I hope to inspire some of you to do it too. But with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed, and comment down below if you would like to see more content like this. I don't know how much reselling content inspires or attracts you guys. Maybe you guys are more interested in me showing you things than just kind of stuff having to do with reselling, but this is just kind of interesting insight into what I'm doing and how I make money on shoes. And that's all of that. We out.